Please do ensure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, ESET TV. You can also share and like our videos. Thank you.
Every year and has become known as the Loyola Day in the school. Venerable Godwin Bamidele Daramola, who is the first Nigerian and non-Catholic principal of the college, worked with the founding fathers of the school.
The school was out to produce students with good morals, students who will build up the society, students who will promote the name of the Catholic mission. And there's no doubt that the school, the authorities of the school succeeded in doing that. Because very brilliant students were produced during the first set. I think they even had 100% during the first set of boys coming out of the school.
Their vision was to produce academically sound and morally upright students who will be the best in every way. And that's why you have it as part of their school song, the best in every way. To the loyal students, it's not just a verbal refrain. It's something that has been put in their psyche. Before they finish, they go out with that mindset that wherever they find themselves, they must be the first in every way. From this school, we have Professor Pat Utomi. Of recent, he came to talk to the students, to encourage them. And one of the reasons why we keep bringing illustrious old students back is to raise role models before these ones.
Like when Father Kennedy was the principal there, in fact, if Father Kennedy is coming, see him coming, everybody will run away. There's another teacher, Professor Joseph Obi Meta. Anytime he's coming, Obimbo, 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 that is Obi is coming. No, there's another Baba Kotun. The Saranj, no, the students will be shaking. Read discipline. Like the time of when we were there, the vice principal, Mr. Organ, no. They read discipline. But today is the opposite.
Reverend Father Adeleke Idowu Shebiomom is the first old student of Loyola College, Ibadan, to be trained and ordained a Catholic priest. Instructively, he was the parish priest of St. Cyprian's Catholic Church, Okeofa, Baba Isale, Ibadan, in Oyo State, where what is today the Loyola College was founded in 1954. Just beside the parish building where the foundation stone was laid on April 25, 1965, are the structures in which the Loyola College started from in 1954 as the Catholic Secondary School, Ibadan. And this was the first church building constructed in 1930 that also served as the college chapel. All efforts have been made by the parish over the years to preserve these historic structures that tell the story of an investment in the lives of boys, many who have become leaders in their own right. Even the roof of the building may still be what it was when the school started, just as the concrete wall that was used to construct the classrooms. The interior of the structures has been upgraded to put the building into modern use for church meetings, but it cannot be mistaken that the missionaries led by Reverend Father John Joseph Mackle laid a solid foundation for the school, both in physical structures and academic and spiritual standards.
The Loyola School as of today have produced various fields on their own, captains on the various fields. We have produced about 2 governors, can I say, lots of SSSG, commissioners, say it, we are all there. In the military as well, Loyola have already produced about 5 top military officers in all sporting activities. If I should recollect, basketball, we have no rival. Volleyball, no rival in the States then. That was until about early 80s. The handball, if I have to tell you that the handball came to Nigeria in 1973. Loyola happens to be the first school in Western region to have an handball pitch behind the football field there. And that was the days of Brother John and Father Atwick that came from West Germany then to teach on the handball. And in match pass, we have no rival in match pass up to this moment. When you get to Loyola, when you get to the stadium, there is always a tune being played when we say what's marching. That's Loyu, 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 Loyu. That's for Loyola and near other school.
At the beginning, we had it was totally controlled by the Reverend Fathers. When I was in Loyola College, Venerable Dayamola was the principal and he was a teacher then. So he took some things from the founders of the school. But by the time he left, a lot of things have happened, new generation. But with the help of the old boys, we have very good seniors. We have produced a lot of people. We are fortunate to have produced 2 governors, one in this state, one in Ondo State, the present governor of Ondo State. While he was alive, Lamadeshino, he identified with the school. Arakunrin Akeredolu too identified with the school. He was part of the struggle to get the school back.
In my 30 years on this job, I've not seen a school. Maybe they exist, but I don't know. But I've not seen a school where the old students are vibrant, ready to give back to the school that made them. I've not seen a school like that. The old students, since I became the principal of this school, I was head of this school, every set has been coming to ask me, Principal, what is it that your school needs that you can do for you? What is it? What is it that we can do for you? What is it? As a matter of fact, a particular set, as part of our request, Loyola class of 1999, they donated 200 English textbooks and 200 mathematics textbooks. What that means is that next academic session, each of our SS3 students already is in his hand a textbook for mathematics and a textbook for English language. And another set, 1994 set, also gave us textbooks spanning all the subjects, including past questions. And what about infrastructure development? Over the years, the World Student Association has played a tremendous role in making sure that the school's infrastructure does not witness a total collapse. And as I'm talking to you now, a particular set, the 89 set, as part of their celebration of their 30th post-valedictory graduation, they are refurbishing the biology laboratory. So far, well, from what I've seen, they must have spent millions in refurbishing that biology laboratory. And 1981 said they are taking up the refurbishment of the old dining hall. And you can just keep on going and going and going and going. And you will see that every set is like it's a competition, wanting to outdo one another as far as projects are concerned.
From a student population of 19 in 1954, Loyola College, Ibadan, which moved from its Okeofa Babaisale school building to the permanent site along Old Ife Road in 1956, today has a population of over 600 students. The increase in population has come with its own challenges. For instance, from being the first Catholic boys' boarding secondary grammar school in Ibadan, the school today has no boarding facilities as all the buildings that served as dormitories have been converted to classrooms. This has effectively turned the once premier college into an all-day student school, which is against the vision and philosophy of the founders of the institution.
There's a big difference. When we were in Loyola, 1967 down to 1971, that time we are all in the boarding house, and discipline was very, very important. As a student in the boarding house, we follow the normal routine. Early in the morning mass. The school setup was very good. But today, many students today, they are not in the boarding house. And then the Reverend Fathers are no more there.
We can't compare Loyola of today with that of years back, when it was being run by the missionaries. The product that we have in Loyola College now, they are not that can even be measured to what we have in those days. Take, for instance, how the schools are being run by the by the government now. There are some class, but there are some subjects that they don't even have teachers. Not like before, when we don't say that. We are fully armed. We do receive books and funds from the Catholic missionaries at that time. We have requalified teachers. Like the school inter-sport, they had the last inter-sport about almost 20 years ago. But through their help, we had one last year. Was it last? Yeah, we had one last year. After 20 years, you can imagine that.
We have a library that has become outdated. One, the library is too small. It's too small for the operation of the students that we now have. It's too small. So we need to have a modern library, preferably e-library. That is what the world is going towards now. We are going towards e-library. So we also need e-library fitted with computers and all the modern equipment that will make it easy for the students to read. For instance, our computer room. we have only 13 functioning desktops for students of over 600. And the same thing goes for the junior school too. They also need computers in the ICT room. For example, we need more computers to cater for our students, especially when they're writing external examinations, so that we don't have to do shifts. When we have 70 or 100 students using the computer and we have only 13, we need more computers. For our physics and chemistry laboratory, particularly chemistry laboratory, we need reagents and other equipment to facilitate easy learning for these kids.
For the young boys who are students of the school today, they would not have enjoyed the good old days of the famous Loyola College, but they are not unmindful of the history, legacy, and heritage of their school and the success stories of the old boys. The college may not be what it was from the beginning, but for the students, the school is still the best among the rest, maintaining the tradition captured in its anthem as Loyola being the best in every way at every given time.
Since I've been in this school, I've seen different changes in this school, and we have achieved many things academically. We've won competitions, different kinds of competitions, cowbell competitions, NNPC competition, and scrub competition, and we have come home without nothing but first or second position. And sports, and in our sporting activities, we've won competitions. In our basketball, we've won Milo competitions and so on. What I'm expecting to change in this school is all this truancy of a thing. These students practicing this truancy of a thing, they are just bringing bad image to the school. And so for this reason, I say these students to change for good and turn a new leaf so that the school can have a good image like before.
Since I've been in this school, I've heard about many great men such as the High Chief Raymond Dokpesi, the owner of AIT Station, and the Oni of Ile-Ife, the governor of Ondo State, and we are telling the government to provide for us toilets. We need toilets in our school.
Loyola College is in a very good state right now. In fact, we are one of the first schools to have a mathematics lab. We also have the biology lab being refurbished right now, and then we have the physics and biology lab. Also, we have the computer lab, but the computers in the computer lab are not enough because students are more than plenty. So anytime I want to do exams, we come in badges. So we are looking for more computers and desks and chairs so that we can have enough computer in the computer lab.
The mathematics laboratory that is today the pride of the college is a model for secondary schools across the country. In the mathematics laboratory are the different physical shapes of objects and the formulas for calculating areas and perimeters. The laboratory facility, which has a projector for practical illustrations, also has scales for graphs and charts that help students with the understanding of mathematics. Since 1954, the college has had 13 principals, including the first two founding Catholic Northern Irish priests, Reverend Fathers John Joseph Mackle and Michael Kennedy, all of blessed memories.
Readers are leaders. Readers of today are leaders of tomorrow.
For each of these principals who administered the college, there were different issues to deal with during their time in the school.
We have discovered through the little research that we carried out, the staff carried out actually, we simply asked the students what they do after school hours. And you cannot imagine our shock when we discovered that more than 50% of our students after school, they go to learn one trade or the other. Some of them go to mechanic workshops to go and learn. Some of them go to fashion designers shop. Some of them artisans in this one area or the other, panel beaters and all the rest. While this is good, but we all know that this will not be in their best interest. Yoruba people will say, I don't do two things at the same time. Which means that after leaving school, they are not reading what they have been taught for that day. And they will pile it up and pile it up. Because the time they need to read is the time they are now using to go and learn one trade or another. We have been trying to sensitize their parents. We have called 2 or 3 parents' meetings with the management team of the school to let them know that these students should be allowed to read after school and even on weekends, that they should just face their studies, that it will even take them lesser time to learn all those things if they should be allowed to finish their education first.
My aim when I became the principal was to maintain and sustain the enviable standard of the college, which Father Kennedy left behind. So that was the first challenge, and I made all efforts to ensure that the standard was maintained. The standard didn't go down. Because during my own time, the boys did very well. The academic standard of the college did not go down. The students excelled in so many competitions, both internally and externally. They performed very well in the school certificate examination, and the parents were very, very happy. Now, again, I had to make efforts to sort of forge a rapport between myself and the parents. And by the grace of God, I succeeded in doing that, because the parents supported me. They were very happy that I came up, I emerged as the successor of Reverend Father Kennedy, having been classroom teacher, vice principal, and then principal. So I all along I knew most of the parents, and they supported me very well, and they contributed to my success in the college. The boys also loved me very much. I endeared myself to them, and they supported me, and the school got on very well. And I still enjoy their goodwill, the goodwill of the old boys who passed through me up to now.
The Loyola College Ibadan no doubt has a rich history of excellence, which those who are conversant with it do not only wish it was in the past. Many of them, especially the old students, would support and are working towards launching the college back to its glory days, or perhaps better days that are, however, in touch with present-day reality and modernization.
I pray that the government should return the school back to the mission. Like Loyola College now, they can improve more on it. And they can bring the body facility to a point. And then the school will be improved. The school will be improved in a steady way. Because those times we are in Loyola College, no. It was a real school.
There was a set, 96 sets or so. After the old set, we had about, in that particular set, we had 26 members that are medical doctors for that set. This is Loyola that we used to know. And in 72 sets alone, at least we have about almost 3 ambassadors. There is even a recent set, I would say, in the class of about 30, when we have about 21 lawyers, that should be 80 sets. That's what we have been having in Loyola all along. But hardly now you see in the set having about 8 to 10 students making their exams. It's so bad. In the old school, this taking over by the government is really affecting the school a lot. So it's a prayer, like earlier said, we want the school back to the mission. Our aim and what we are really fighting for, and the students are on it as well, that by His grace, we want the school back. To be able to put the school back into what Loyola used to be in those days. That's our prayer.
If it is given back to the missions, I can assure you Loyola College will regain its glory. How would it happen? The first thing is that the funding will be jointly done by the mission and the old boys. I can assure you on the part of the old boys, we are ready to bring in something. If you look at the school now, the structures we are renovating. But it's not just the structures, it is the teachers. If it is with the mission, we would interview who we want. We won't take what the government gives us because we will interview and take quality. The same thing with the students. After the entrance exam, you do interview, which was the operative thing then, in which case you select among the best. You don't have to have 500 to excel. If you have 100 very good students, in no time, you see them out there. I know as a fact that now that in UCH, just one teaching hospital in Nigeria, I can tell you we have 10 professors now. If it is given back like it was handled then, I'm sure we will get there in no time. The idea is just to give us the control. The mission, we work with the old boys, and then we screen what we want and maintain the facilities. The facility here is not for 500%. If we do that, the old boys will control the admission with the mission, and I can tell you, after we phase out the ones we have inherited, I can assure you that we will give good products and we will compete with any school, anywhere in the world.
Please do ensure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, ESET TV. You can also share and like our videos. Thank you.